I hope you brought your salt shakers today because we have an extremely tasty and juicy Supra rumor that we need to take a bite out of. A GRMN Supra based off of the M3, or at least having the M3's power plant, could be coming to the Supra with over 500 horsepower. Welcome back to the channel Luxurious Fleet. If you're new, my name's Kirk. I cover Japanese autos. Well, this one, as you guys know, is somewhat Japanese, a little bit of Bavarian as well. But make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and let's get into this tasty rumor here. Over at Motor One, Toyota Supra GRMN rumored to get the BMW M3 engine with over 510 horsepower. GRMN is the M versions of Toyota. It's the best way to put it. We really don't see hardly any. I think I've seen one before in the previous generation Yaris, and GRMN stands for Gazoo Racing Master of Nürburgring. It's funny that they tie their top-end racing vehicles to a German racetrack, where Lexus ties their top-end race vehicles to a Japanese racetrack with the F brand standing for F for Fuji. But back to the rumor. It could also mark the end of the Supra production by 2025, and we're going to dig into that and what that means and what could be coming for the Supra here. Of course, we know this year the 3.0 was bumped up to 382 horsepower. It's very, very copious amounts of power, and it's very quick. But the new rumor pegs a forthcoming GRMN model as having over 500 horsepower. And this rumor originates from the Japanese website bestcarweb.jp. That lets us know right there. This has a 50-50 shot of becoming real. They also leaked that the IS500 was going to come out, and that has proven, well, it hasn't been officially announced. Lexus has just trademarked the IS500. You should watch that video around my face. In short, the claim is that Toyota will fit the boosted inline-six from the BMW M3 and M4 under the Supra's hood, where it will generate the same 510 plus horsepower as the BEMR's competition models. Now, shifting duties will also be pure BMW with the 7-speed DCT sending power to the rear wheels. Currently, there's an 8-speed, I think, ZF automatic transmission, which is really, really fast for a more traditional automatic, but DCT, dual clutch, is going to be a lot faster. The report suggests at least some of this info comes straight from Supra boss Tetsuya Tada, and that BMW apparently wasn't very keen to give Toyota the M-infused engine. It's possible this could be a factor in another aspect of the rumor, which says this M-powered Supra GRMN will launch in 2023 with only 200 units planned for production. Such a low number would certainly make this Supra less of a threat to BMW sales. But wait, there's more. Let's just stop right there for a second. This thing is going to be nearly impossible to find. It's going to fetch over MSRP, something that we're seeing with the RAV4 Prime right now, but this is on a different end of the car world spectrum. 200 units for a 510 horsepower Supra. This thing is going to be one of those Supras you find in like Gran Turismo. You're never going to really see one in real life unless it's like at a museum or something like that, or an auto collection. But you can tune the hell out of it in Gran Turismo or other racing games. The report claims that the car will cease production after 2025 and no replacement is in the works. In fact, this Supra GRMN could serve as a final edition of the car, sold alongside the standard 6 and 4-cylinder models to wrap up the car's production. So they're thinking that the vehicle will cost 12 million yen, which translates to over 110,000 US dollars, which is about double of what we see of the current Supra. And I'm going to tell you, it will sell for that, if not more, because of the limited availability. All right, so hopefully you still have your salt shakers, because I'm going to go into my hypothesis. It could be totally unfounded in truth, but that's okay because it's fun regardless. I think the Supra could be canceled in 2025, absolutely. At least with the BMW conglomeration. It's possible that there's a new Supra in the works with Mazda. So we know Mazda's working on a rear-wheel drive platform with Toyota, working on an inline-six. Supra's always had an inline-six, except for this 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. That's something different. But traditionally, it's always had the inline six, of course, the 2JZ being the legendary one. Now, those Mazda rear-wheel drive platforms are going to start with the Mazda 6 in late 2022 as a 2023 model. Again, salt shakers here, but it's going to have an inline six. Of course, it's going to have turbos as well, or at least be available with them. On the Lexus end of things, I'm almost certain that the next RC and the next IS, not this 2021 IS that's coming out in just a few months from now, but the redesign of the IS is going to be with Mazda, or at least share that platform with Mazda, and come out in, let's say, 2023 as a 2024 model. So I only think this carryover IS, although it looks great, it's still an ancient car underneath from 2013. But a new RC, a new IS is the most likely to happen with this rear-wheel drive Mazda Skyactiv rear-wheel drive inline six platform. But could the Supra be also in the works here? If you go back to the early 90s, SC400 and the SC300. SC300 was very similar to the Supra. It didn't have the turbo. It just had the naturally aspirated 2JZ variant. But the SCs in the early 90s were really just a more luxury version of the Supra. They were pretty much identical clones to each other. They looked a little bit different in some ways, but when you look at them side by side, this very much looks like an SC300 or an SC400. We could be seeing something similar happening again with the RC this time, and the Supra sharing pretty much the same bones underneath, and power plants as a result as well. Salt shakers, definitely keep in mind, a little grain of salt, maybe a lot of salt on that one. Before I let you guys go, we actually have some sales numbers from Lexus for this year, and we haven't seen any of them posted so far from Lexus. They've been very, very hush about it. Well, Automotive News got a hold of their first half sales and compared it to the other luxury brands here in the States. So let's dive into that. So Mercedes widens the lead in the UX luxury race. So all we're gonna do is just look at the first half sales here, and then I'll give you my thoughts. 59,500 roughly units for the first half of Mercedes. The GLE is doing really well, and of course the GLC is like within 50 units of the GLE. BMW, 50,957. And if I said first half, I meant second quarter. In the luxury market, Lexus US sales fell 27% in the second quarter to 50,456. So they're only about 500 units, 501 units to be exact, behind BMW. So they could still overtake BMW and reclaim this number 2 spot, which they haven't had in a long time, let alone the number 1 spot. They're not even close to Mercedes at this point. Tesla's catching up, even though they're down 34%. You can see they're still selling over 35,000 units, and Audi's taken the biggest hit so far. They're getting close to the top 3. But look how far they are behind now, about 15,000 units behind Lexus here, down 35% from last year. And it's not gonna get better for Lexus until they have some home runs. There's really nothing too exciting in their lineup right now. Yes, the new IS coming out, I should say refreshed IS coming out in October timeframe. It's gonna be a beautiful car. Rumors are that there's gonna be an all-wheel drive ES. I'm not gonna get into that one too much right now. But that could be coming this year, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really help their sales either. And that's about it. We have the LC convertible, normal LC here. LC convertible should be coming out in August, and while it will gain tons of attention, it's a beautiful car. My gosh, it's gorgeous. It's not going to sell hardly anything. The LC is a flagship. It's like the queen or king of Lexus. It doesn't really do anything for the brand, it just looks really good. But really, there's not gonna be a whole lot of excitement coming towards the Lexus brand for new, like brand new product launches other than LC convertible. Like I said, it doesn't sell in volume until the next generation NX comes out, which is probably next October. So we're over a year out from a new NX. It's already long in the tooth. Good news is if you're in the market for an NX in the next year, incentives are going to be crazy. They're already really good right now because of the state of the market. If you can find one, because inventory is limited for that, because plants have been shut down. Speaking plants have been shut down, keep your minds, hearts, and prayers for the Japanese community in southern Japan. They've been ravaged by some of the worst floods in recorded history for that country. Parts of Toyota, Mazda, I think parts of Canon and other massive Japanese corporations have been shut down. It's not about the corporations though. People are losing their lives. They lost all their homes. They've been displaced around the country. It's really, really sad. So if you guys can donate to some sort of relief fund or something like that to help out the Japanese community that's suffering far more than coronavirus could ever do to a community, in my opinion, to be ravaged by something that just destroys your entire city, your entire country physically, as well as, you know, just destroy families too. So guys, keep your minds, hearts, and prayers towards Japan. Anyways, do you think we'll get a 500 horsepower M3 powered Supra? I think the chances are really good because of the limitation on the volume at 200 units. I think it's totally doable for them to convince BMW to, hey, throw a few of those power plants our way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out my model cars, head over to my Amazon page, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time, peace out.